behind me. And we're here. Hi everybody. How you doing? Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to the show from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're getting a good picture today. I do not know the quality of the live stream. I am praying that it is of a quality note, a good note. I can't say for sure, but so far so good from this end, at least from what I can see anyway. Hope you've had a good weekend. It's been a most interesting time here in Calgary. We had some pretty crazy weather coming through here on what would it have been, Friday, Saturday, I guess. We came in a day early to avoid the madness, and I'm glad we did. We avoided some really serious snows, good 6-8 inches in this area, but apparently a little north of us, a little west of us, a foot or two, with blizzard conditions, some pretty ugly scenes on the major highways around here. But we not affected. Safe and sound as a pound, as they used to say in the UK, and we're fine in Calgary, Alberta. So all is well. Everyone is doing great out here. It's great to catch up with people I haven't seen in a while, and no complaints from this guy. So there you go. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. It's been a while since I've seen you. I've missed you. Glad to be back. Not a lot happening in the cruise world. I mean, in a really crazy sense, there isn't that much happening. There's a lot of little things going on. But I did put up a couple of videos today, which I think some of you have seen already. I did a video today about a news recap for the last week or so. And then I did a video shortly after that about the Holland America Eurodam. She's delayed in San Diego for 24 hours because she ran into apparently some illegal fishing nets. She was returning from Hawaii, had to go to Ensenada first, which is under the Jones Act, and then to San Diego to finish her cruise. And she made it into port okay, into San Diego. I don't know if she needed tug assist to be docked, but apparently the azopods, from what I can tell you, are entangled with a whole bunch of fishing nets that were not marked, likely illegally set. Were they illegally set in Mexican waters, in international waters just outside of the Mexican waters or U.S. waters? I don't know. But apparently scuba divers are underneath the ship today, have been probably all day, and there's a concerted effort to cut the netting away from the propellers. Of course, as those of you know, azopods are at the back of the ship where the propellers are. They are the propellers nowadays, and azopods can rotate 360 degrees. So there are 2 of them on the back of the Eurodam, and something tells me that the azopods have been used to steer the ship into harbor, into docking, and that these propellers are spinning and the netting is all gunked up in there. And I don't know if they're in both or one or what the deal is. It has got to be a jumbled mess down there, and apparently they're taking the entire day today to ensure that the netting is cut away and that the ship will pass a Coast Guard safety inspection upon completion of the task, and she'll be allowed to leave tomorrow. So the ship will be on I guess on a 3-day journey to I guess Seattle instead of a 4-day journey. And it might stop into Victoria or Vancouver on the way. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do this one. But the end game is that the Eurodam is headed to Seattle, and that's where the ship will begin to sail from on her weekly Alaska runs up in the Northwest. So way to go, Holland America. Way to go, everyone on the Eurodam. I hope everything works out very well. Hopefully everyone gets resolved. And if you get a chance to check the video, please do. Give me a thumbs up on it if you wouldn't mind. I'd love that. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me today. The channel, oh my gosh, the channel. We are now, we're over 22,400 subscribers. It's been kind of slow the last few days because I haven't done any videos, so I haven't been on the air. But we're now at 22,413 subscribers. And thank you all of you who are new to the channel and all of you existing wonderful viewers who are here, who keep coming back, for all your support and encouragement. I appreciate it very much. As far as news went, I was just going to recap what's been happening lately, and go from there. Have no other real updates going on. Of course, we all heard last week late that Royal Caribbean announced the build out of their 5th version of the Oasis class ship. They're going to add to that group. They've already got the Allure of the Seas, the Oasis of the Seas, the Harmony of the Seas, the Symphony of the Seas. Now number 5 is being built. Number 6 has been ordered. They're going to have a total of 6 of them at least. At this one, I'm sure the 5th one will run them $1.2, $1.3 billion. But you know what? Everyone they've built, they're making money on them. Right now, they're having a little bit of too much fun with the Oasis of the Seas. But I have heard no new technical issues with the Oasis of the Seas, that she's in dry dock in Cadiz, Spain, that the cruise line expects the ship to be in Barcelona to start cruising the Mediterranean starting May the 5th. And that is not too long from now. And so the ship will be back running and in business and making the cruise line money. The Harmony and the Symphony of the Seas are doing just fine. Thank you very much, making the company all kinds of dough. They're practically fully booked every time they go out. And like I say, number 5 here, something tells me it will be about 1,000 or 2,000 gross tons heavier than the Symphony of the Seas, which will make her the largest cruise ship in the world. And I'm sure it'll be a fully booked vessel the minute it hits the water as well. I remember when the Oasis class ships were first announced, there was a real big kerfuffle, a whole bunch of speculation going on about where on earth can the cruise ship go, because there are no ports in the world that are really designed to handle this size of a cruise ship. And a lot of people out there were thinking there might be a problem with this ship as far as making money, because it just hasn't, it's going to have to tender wherever it goes. I mean, they're literally going to have to park a mile offshore and use its lifeboats or tenders to get people to and from the ship. But Royal Caribbean did the right thing. They they contacted all their favorite cruise facilities, including, of course, their own private area in Labadee, Haiti. They built the pier in Labadee to handle the ship, no problem. And then right behind it, very quickly, Nassau had no problem handling the ship, and other spots that they took the ship, they had no problem handling it. And here we are now with the 5th version. There are all kinds of places this ship can now go, because ports have figured out that this ship is gold. When a ship of this magnitude and 6,000+ passengers want to get off and hit the shore, you have 6,000 potential spenders on your shores. You definitely are going to accommodate this ship no matter what it takes. And so the Oasis class ships have been rather successful. And here we are talking about the Oasis of the Seas getting ready to sail the Mediterranean this summer. There are ports in the Mediterranean that have made adjustments, if necessary, to handle the ship as well, including Barcelona, the busiest in all of Europe. So the Oasis class ships have no problem finding ports willing to make adjustments and willing to find ways to accommodate her length and width and passengers and spending habits. So interesting how one sort of worked the other. It's all working out. That was the one story I had. And then the other story was Carnival, the refurbished Sunrise, the old Triumph, Carnival Triumph, the ship that was once known as the poop ship. As the Carnival Triumph, about 6 years ago, her engines conked out in the Gulf of Mexico. 5 days, sitting duck in the water, no toilets, no nothing. They got the ship eventually into port and repaired, but the ship has now been completely refurbished. A $200 million job in Cadiz, Spain, where the Oasis of the Seas is right now. The ship has been completely redone, refurbished, and re-envisioned as she's now the Carnival Sunrise. There are a series of cruises being held right now out of Norfolk, Virginia. They're doing a renaming ceremony and a new godmother for the ship and all kinds of relaunches. The ship will, in about a month from now, towards the end of May, will be working out of New York for a while until about October of this year, if I recall. And after October, the ship will then work herself south to Fort Lauderdale. And I believe she'll be running 5-day sailings all winter long out of Fort Lauderdale. So she's going to be, in effect, a short, a short 5-day sailor is what she's going to become this winter, with all the refurbishing. And that is probably Carnival's answer to the Mariner of the Seas for Royal Caribbean, because Royal Caribbean has turned the Mariner of the Seas into a 3- and 4-day sailor out of Miami. And so interesting changes happening here, where cruise lines are taking older ships, really upgrading them with a ton of money, and then they're shortening their cruise times and making them 3-, 4-, 5-day cruise ships only for short-term runs into the Bahamas and Caribbean area out of Florida. Very interesting. Other news: Ada Nova, the Carnival-owned cruise line called Ada, A-I-D-I is how you spell Ada, or 80. The Ada Nova is the world's first liquid natural gas powered cruise ship. $1 billion build out. It's the ship that had the arson fire. You might recall, I did a video a few months ago about how there was an arson fire set on her. At first, they thought it was maybe a construction issue. Then the police got involved, the arson department got involved, and they figured it was more than that. It was a criminal act. We never did hear whatever happened to that investigation. That's been buried somewhere. Don't know if the authorities can even do anything about it. The ship has been at sea now for probably 4 or 5 months, and she just came into Barcelona just before the weekend. It's the first LNG cruise ship to come into Barcelona. The port of Barcelona is open for business for LNG powered ships. It is probably the future of a lot of cruise liners going forward, and likely a whole bunch of container vessels as well. The days of being able to burn cheap bunker fuel and then pollute the skies with it are quickly coming to an end. And the restrictions in Europe, the so-called air purification standards, are rising so high that you really have to have a scrubber system, or even better than that, what the Ada Nova has done. Go with the liquid natural gas side of things. That's the cleanest burning fuel you can get nowadays. Keeping particulates at a minimum if at all possible. And the good news for the cruise line is that this particular ship can handle over 5,000 passengers at a time. So you're not only running it clean, but you're running a whole bunch of passengers instead of 2 2,500 size ships per ship, 2,500 passengers per ship. You've got one 5,000 plus passenger ship running a lot cleaner. Anyway, that ship is now using Barcelona. Barcelona is showing off the fact that we can handle liquid natural gas ships. Something tells me that for this summer, the cruise line will likely only refuel in Barcelona for liquid natural gas. They'll run it in such a way that every 7 days they'll be back in Barcelona and refuel there, because the refueling technology has been built in. All the infrastructure is there for liquid natural gas. As the year goes on and into next year, more cruise ships are coming out with liquid natural gas dual burning engines, and other ports will have it as well. Eventually it'll become the norm in Europe, and hopefully it'll become very rare for cruise liners to run off of the old bunker fuel system. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, so there's that news. And then the last piece of news to tell you about is Vancouver. The city of Vancouver in Canada, they're just like Seattle, they're all excited right now. They're welcoming the new cruise ships into her harbor, because the Alaska cruising season is now underway, finally. But Vancouver has a problem, and the problem is known as the Lions Gate Bridge. If you want to get into the beautiful harbor of Vancouver, which is one of the most beautiful in the world, surrounded by the incredibly beautiful city and the mountains and Stanley Park and everything else, it's just a gorgeous place. You have to sail under the Lions Gate Bridge, and it looks sort of similar to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco in a way. Instead of being kind of a reddish orange color, it's a green color. Instead of being 5-10 lanes wide, it's 4 or 5 lanes wide. It's not that wide. It's an older bridge. It's not as high. And there's the problem. Even at low tide, certain cruise ships cannot go underneath that ship, but underneath the bridge at all. The bridge just did squeeze the Norwegian Joy into the Vancouver harbor over the weekend. That made news locally, of course. All the TV crews came out, and what did they do? They went to the bridge to see if she could get under the bridge. 6 feet of clearance for the Norwegian Joy on the exceptionally low tide that in and out of the harbor. Problem is that throughout the year, the high and low tides fluctuate based on moon's positioning and so on. And for a good chunk of the summer, you cannot bring the Bliss or the Joy or any Oasis class ship or even some of the Quantum ship. You can't bring them into Vancouver. Vancouver, they can't get onto the bridge. The bridge is too low. And so Vancouver is in effect beginning to lose out. This has been predicted for a long time, at least 5-10 years now. This has been predicted by experts in the field that without Vancouver making fundamental changes, they're going to lose out on the cruise, certain aspects of the cruise business. And the Norwegian Joy, if she would be able to home port out of Vancouver, that would mean at least a $3 million turnaround every week for the merchants and business people of said Vancouver. But the ship cannot use Vancouver as a home port because they don't have a docking facility that can handle it. The city of Vancouver has 3 options. 1, do nothing, which is not a win situation at all. Number 2, replace the bridge with a higher bridge or put in a tunnel and get rid of the bridge altogether. I don't think that will happen either. They don't have the finances, the political will isn't there, and I think the environmentalists are just all over Vancouver. And so the third option is to, in effect, build a docking facility for the cruise lines outside of the downtown core. Problem is, there isn't a whole lot of land to choose from to do that. I think environmentally, it's near impossible to get permitting to do it. And even if you did, the location for the cruise ships would be so subpar as opposed to right in the downtown core that cruise lines are going to go, we're not going to go here, it's ugly. You're sending us to a kind of an industrial area, and heck, that's just not very exciting for us. We'd rather just go to downtown or not at all. And so the not at all side is going to win on this one. Environmentalists might be very happy about it, I don't know. Cruise enthusiasts will be disappointed. It may well be that Victoria ends up being a bit of a winner on this, but I have to say, if you're a Canadian or an American or from Europe and you want to go on a cruise from Victoria to Alaska for, say, a 1-week cruise, the logistics of getting to Victoria on paper are simple. You land at the Vancouver International Airport, you take a ferry over to Victoria, or you fly an airplane right into Victoria. The problem with that is the Victoria International Airport is not really a giant international airport. It's quite small. And you're going to have issues with timing, when the airport is open, when it is staffed, and how much traffic it can handle. The second issue is ferries running across the water, the channel, they can shut down depending on fog and conditions. And so Victoria now becomes rather unreliable. At certain times of the year, at certain days of the year, you just can't run it. And there's a problem for cruise lines. If you've got 5,000 people getting off a big cruise ship who, you know, the ship couldn't go to Vancouver, but can go to Victoria, you have 5,000 people getting off, and 5,000 are supposed to get on, and you can't get the 5,000 that are getting off the island to the mainland where they can go. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, you can't get the 5,000 people onto Victoria that are supposed to get on the ship for the next cruise. That's problem number 2. You got 10,000 people stranded, one on this island, one on the mainland, and you can't get in between it. Yeah, this is an issue. So Vancouver's future is not as bright and sunny as Seattle's future for a cruise port for Seattle, for Alaska cruises. Alaska has it all going its direction. It's all working the right direction for Alaska. You have a city council that is aggressively looking to expand the port facilities. You have a state of Washington that is aggressively helping Seattle do it. The federal government right now is very aggressive to expand shipping and what have you. Where in Canada, it's all the opposite. You have the city fathers who need provincial funding and federal funding, and the province doesn't get along with the federal government. The federal government is torn between environmentalist concerns and industrial concerns. The province, the same thing. The city government, the same thing. And the cruise lines are going, hey, when you guys figure it out, would you let us know? Because then we'll figure out what the heck we're going to do. In the meantime, we'll see in Seattle. So the smaller and older cruise ships that cruise lines are running, from Holland America, Princess, and other lines, they're going into Vancouver, parking or docking right downtown, because they can easily fit under the bridge. The cruise lines running the big ships, and now there are 4 mega cruise ships this year working Alaska. Those will be running out of Alaska along all the other cruise ships that are going out of Seattle. I mean, anything out of Seattle. And Seattle's going to keep winning, and Vancouver is going to keep losing. And 10 years from now, we'll still be talking about this problem in Vancouver, because nothing will have been done. I just don't see it. And Vancouver will be down to, from 1 million passengers a year, will be down to 700,000. And Seattle will be from 1.1 million to 1.5 million, and just booming and growing and exploding. And the Vancouver businessmen will just be holding their hands up in the air going, we have a solution to this problem. If only we could get to the solution. And in Seattle, they've got the solution. They're building it out, and they're attracting the business, and that's where the tourists are going, and that's where it's going to go. And I think Seattle is going to be the big winner here, because there's no way Vancouver is going to be able to compete. I just don't see it. Anyway, that's the news of the day there. Anyone have any thoughts on all of this? Let me know. Any other news you want me to cover, or questions you have about cruising, please let me know. I want to welcome all of you to my show, my channel. I'm glad that you found me here today. It's great to be back on the air. I'm on tomorrow twice, at 5 o'clock tomorrow night and 8 o'clock tomorrow night for trivia. Look forward to doing that here from Calgary with you. I should be in Calgary for the balance of the week. I'm not sure if my show schedule after tomorrow. At this point, tomorrow is on. Wednesday, I think I'm on, but I'm not sure about Thursday or Friday. I'll let you know when I know more. So we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, I'm happy to see who's here, say hi to everybody, and keep touch with you, and kind of go from there. Dan the Man, you are unbelievable. How you doing, buddy? Just saw Dan the Man putting a donation on this channel. You don't have to do that, but thank you. Let's just call that some future slot machine money. Thanks, Dan. I look forward to seeing you again. I can't wait to see you in person, by the way. But we have to scheme something, you and I, and there'll be $10 going to a slot machine pretty soon because of that. Thank you so much for that, Dan. You're a good guy. I really enjoyed the show last week. I hope you folks did too. We had a good time with that live stream together. Let me just see here on the comments, see what we got going. Have the comments. Am I up to speed on everybody? Just pardon me here as I work here as frantically as I can, because I'm not in my home studio. So this is all just working off the counter here and doing the best I can. The earliest comment I still have showing is from 2:14 local time. I'm not sure how long ago this is, but I've got Roger Leonard here. I'm just going to give shout outs to everybody who's here. I got Roger Leonard. Duncan N is here. Hi there, Duncan. Sheila is here. Hi, Sheila Boisier. Donnell from Cork, Ireland. Donnell, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show and welcome back. Linda Lou is here. Hi, Linda Lou. Sylvia is here. Eric Hall is here. Vivian is here. Tom Henry is here. How you doing there, buddy? Let's see. Traveling with Hayden is here. Who else am I got going here? Just going to say hi to everyone's name. I see a lot of comments going between people. Rob Souter is here. Hi, Rob. How are you? Welcome to the show and channel. Cool Jazz from New York. How you doing there, buddy? Paul Wilgus. Hey, Paul. Welcome back. As always, MGM Family Traveling. How you doing today? They're saying it's 90 degrees, sunny in LaBelle, Florida. Gas $2.68 a gallon. Nice. We're going to be 38 degrees here today. Gorgeous sunshine. The snow is melting off like crazy around here. We'll hit the 50s by Thursday of this week, and then the 60s by the weekend. So that's what they're saying around. So things are coming back to normal awful fast around here, but we're pretty cool. Pamela Dixon is here, saying hi, everyone. How's cruising in November through the Panama Canal? Warm. Nice. I think you're going to enjoy it. Panama Canal, November. I don't think anyone complains about Panama Canal. I think anytime I don't think they bother. People are talking about the video I did last week about the gal, the gal out of Wisconsin, who Carol was her name, who was charged with illegal gun possession in the Cayman Islands. I did a video on that last week. She did not return to the island for her trial. She forfeited her surety, her bail. I think it was 30,000 US by the time he converted it. And she was not found guilty, but she was also not found not guilty. It was a hung jury. They could not convict on the first go around. That the country, the courts in the Caymans had decided a couple days later to retry her, which is kind of normal, would have been done in the States anyway, as well. But apparently, the day after the trial had come and gone, and the hung jury's decision was released, the day after, she passed away in Wisconsin. Now, we do not know. I do not know. I have no details on cause of death or anything like that. But I have now since heard through media reports again in the Caymans that obviously there will be a motion filed now, probably by the Crown, to drop the case entirely, obviously, because she has passed away, and so that the legal end of it is over. It's a sad story, but it is my guess that the $30,000 bail will be forfeited unless the court sees otherwise. Again, I just don't know how this stuff works. I'm not a lawyer. I'm certainly not a lawyer from the Cayman Islands, but it's a sad story. She has passed away, and the lesson, I don't know what lesson being learned, but the the reality is that if you're caught with a firearm or even bullets, just bullets in the Cayman Islands without your firearm, you're in a big pile of trouble. You're just in a big pile of trouble. I don't care if you're American, Canadian, British, Chinese, Brazilian, it doesn't matter. You show up in the Caymans with any kind of an illegal weapon, and illegal means any weapon, you're in big trouble. And this happened to this woman under however the circumstances came to be. She was charged with illegal gun possession and bullets, obviously, and it was a big mess. And this kind of started in what would that have been, February, at least February, and here we are in almost May in this saga, and it was not over. This could have gone on now for months longer, because the retrial could have been set for June or July or August or September. Whether she showed up or not, it would have happened yet again. It wasn't ending. It wasn't going away. It's a serious violation of Cayman Islands law. Remember, the Cayman Islands are a protectorate of the United Kingdom. It's like trying to bring a handgun into the United Kingdom. Not a good idea. Don't try it into Bermuda. Don't try to bring a handgun in the Bahamas. Don't try to do that into Barbados. You're behind bars. You're just behind bars. Forget about your permit to carry at home or anything. Forget about that. You have no rights. You have no hope. No mercy will be given to you, really, because these courts are dealing with handguns or weaponry in a whole different light than in the USA. It's just a different thing, and that's the story there. In any event, there you have it. Let's see here. Who else have I got here? Roger Leonard, like I said, is here. Linda Lou, of course. Dave Elner. Welcome, Dave Elner. What about retractable stacks? Yeah, I don't know if that can be done. The logistics of that, pretty tough. Let's see here. Who else have I got here? Kirk Brunson is here. Hi, Kirk from New York City. Welcome, sir. I'm glad you're here again. Bobby Green is here, too. Welcome, Bobby. Let's go here. Sheila is saying, Sylvan Forrest is here. Sorry. Hi, Sylvan. Hi, Bruce, and all. 88 degrees in Delray Beach, Florida. Sunny and great for a rum and coke and a cigar. Seafood paella for dinner with blueberry cake for dessert here. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and notify. Thank you, Sylvan, so much for your encouragement and always your support of my channel. I have 84 of you here watching now live. Welcome all of you to the show. 41 thumbs ups today. Thank you for that, you guys. Really appreciate that for the first Calgary installment. Fantastic. Vivian is saying it's 13 degrees in Peoria tomorrow. For tomorrow, 3 less than today, she says. The 3 J's are here. Just popped in to give you a thumbs up. I'll catch the replay in a few hours. Right on, guys. Drutter doesn't understand that Vivian's 13 degrees is Celsius as opposed to Fahrenheit. That's why he's wondering what's going on. Sylvia wants to know, Tom, when is Bruce cruising? Tom doesn't know. I'll let him know. I'll let you know. Let's see here. I'm going to subscribe to Sylvan Forest channel, says Sheila, because the food sounds so good. Kelly Haston, laughing out loud. Welcome, Kelly, to the show. Let's see. Bruce would have to give a group cruise talk, says Sheila. Oh man, would that be fun? I look forward to the day when we're on a ship together and we'll commandeer one of the maybe one of the bars and where the comedy club is. We'll grab a microphone on the stage and coordinate that with the cruise director and be able to talk to you guys there. That'd be a lot of fun. That would be really great. Tom Henry, cool vibes. No, I didn't know that. Guess NCL figured the Joy was better than the name from China. Okay. Dan the Man, thank you again for that donation of yours. I just seeing it. I'm just catching the messages here. Dion Mata, when is the best time of year to cruise to the Bahamas? The best time of the year to cruise to the Bahamas? Anytime you can get away. There's no bad time. In the wintertime, you're looking at 80s temperature. In the summertime, you're looking at 80s and 90s. Your weather is very consistent. When can you get away and go? I would suggest that nowadays, if you wanted to go to the Bahamas, I would recommend the best way to enjoy the Bahamas on a cruise is get on a cruise line that has a private island that you can go to, a private resort. So if you're on, say, Princess cruise line, you can get to Princess Key, or Holland America can use that one as well. Or Norwegian, you get onto their private island, or Disney, Castaway Key, or Royal Caribbean, you get to Perfect Day at Coco Key. I think that's the way you want to do it. I think if the question is about weather as opposed to culture, then the private islands, private resorts are the way to go. If it's culture, the best days are behind the Bahamas at the moment for cultural visits to the Bahamas. And I don't say this lightly. I really hate to put the place down in any way. I don't like doing that, but I just want to be realistic with you folks. Those of you who've never been to the Bahamas before, 700 islands make up the country. 700 different islands and archipelagos. Beautiful place, gorgeous turquoise waters and white beaches and everything. Many of the islands are uninhabited. They're too small to even be inhabited. But had you been on a cruise ship back in the 80s and the 70s, you would have enjoyed the Bahamas, like all the Caribbean, as a kind of an unspoiled area. Very raw state. You would have seen Nassau as a small town, small city, but large town maybe. And then just outside of town, you would have experienced the Bahamas as it had been for generations. But in the last 20, 30 years, things have really evolved in a lot of the Caribbean. Grand Cayman used to be a sleepy little getaway. Even parts of Haiti or Dominican Republic, Barbados, and all of these places were all sleepy Caribbean getaways that had a unique charm to all of them. And some of them retained some of that. But downtown Nassau in the Bahamas is not a sleepy little Caribbean getaway place anymore. It's a city that has got a lot of pressure on it. There's a lot of people living there that are trying to get by, trying to make a living, and they're into the internet like we are, and they know Florida is just over here. They've been to Florida. They know what it's like in the USA. And so everyone's trying to get the good life. Everyone wants to be as wealthy or well off as they can possibly be, and the old ways are dying off with the grandparents. Those are gone. Now that's in our hometown too, where I come from in Creston. Creston is not the sleepy little town it was 50 years ago. Across North America, the same thing. And so, a good time to travel to the Bahamas. If it's a weather issue, anytime you can go is a great time to go. Where to go is the question. That's what you have to ask yourself. What is it you want out of the visit? And if you want something cultural, you may or may not be happy with what you see. Certainly with a private resort type setting, no culture. There's no culture. You want to go to Freeport, you want to go to other areas of the Bahamas, you may or may not be happy with what you see. But that can be said also of the Caribbean as a whole. There are certain islands of the Caribbean that are fantastic experience, you have a good time, but they're not sleepy little Caribbean islands anymore. There are some sleepy type Caribbean islands, but you're not going to get to them on a gigantic cruise ship. That's out. So wish I could give you more, the detailed answer than that, but that's the best I can give you with what I've got. It's a tough spot nowadays. Like I say, big ships need ports with modern facilities. Big ships need all the accoutrements and to be able to handle masses amounts of tourists. Nowadays, a 2,000 passenger cruise ship is puny. Back in 1985, a 2,000 passenger cruise ship was hard to come by. Now they're a dime a dozen, and any port that wants to handle 4,000 passenger cruise ships or higher can't possibly have a quaint little village attached to it anymore. It just doesn't work. And those of us who love to cruise on the cheap, we love a deal when we go cruising. We've long given up the idea of being on an 1,800 passenger cruise ship or a 1,200 passenger cruise ship and going into a quaint small place to go visit. Those days are over. We're now on the Bliss, the Oasis of the Seas, the Quantum class ships, the big Princess ships now. The small Holland America ships are 21 to 2,500 passengers each. We need a whole bunch of tour buses right at the pier to take us where we got to go, and we have to be back on time or we miss our cruise, and we're used to lineups, and that's how cruising is affordable today, whereas back in the mid-'80s, what my parents used to pay for a cruise, unthinkable today for me. You equate the amount of money that used to be paid on a 1985 cruise and adjust it for inflation to today's dollar, and you would be shocked at how much money people of our parents' generation and our grandparents' generation used to pay to go on a cruise. But there was a difference. They didn't go on a cruise every year. They went on a cruise maybe every 5 years. Today, there are people talking about multiple cruises a year because that's how affordable they are compared to what it used to be like back in the 80s. Anyway, that's just me going off on a bit of a tangent. Who else is here? Kelly saying, hey, Dan the man. Sheila saying, that's slot money for Bruce. Dan is saying, hi, everybody. Duncan, Diane, Amata, anytime. Tom Henry, we need about $50 for Mr. Fox. Yeah, I need $5,000 from Mr. Fox. School jazz. Actually, the name Bliss in Chinese doesn't have positive connotations, hence the name change. Mark Van Ram, Cape Liberty, relatively easy to embark and disembark. Anthem of the Seas is wonderful and a great crew. Fantastic, sir. Glad you're mentioning that. There's a ship there with thousands of passengers as well, and you need Cape Liberty to handle the volumes of people. Dan the man, hi Kelly. Duncan N, did they catch the people with the false information? You're not going to get those. Linda Lou, when will you be in Reno? Dan is what Linda Lou's asking. Rob Slevin, hi Bruce and everybody. Hi Rob. James Grandy, hi Bruce. Dion Mata, thank you Duncan. James Grandy, still cool on Long Island. Dan the man, Linda Lou, I'll be in Reno July 23rd to 27th. Hope to see you there. James Grandy, hey Dan. Blogging Trucker Reviews, hi Bruce. Blogging Trucker here from New York City. New York gas is $3.25 a gallon in New York. Here in Calgary, paying about $1.16 a liter, so that's 20 cents a liter less than Creston, which means I'm saving 75 cents a gallon buying it here as opposed to buying it back in Creston. Not that I buy gas in Creston very often, try not to. Cruise Brews is here. Good afternoon from Seattle. We'll take all those tall cruise ships BC can't handle. Oh, I know it. I know you will, and I don't blame you. It's easy money, absolutely. Linda Lou, is that an Atlantis, Dan? She wants to know. Linda Lou wants to know if Dan the Man is going to be at the Atlantis. Kelly Haston, Dan the Man went to the casino yesterday in Biloxi, seen the Buffalo machines. I'm like, man, I'm going to wait on my lucky chip first. Get me my lucky chip, and then we'll see what happens. Dan the Man Slots. Hi, James Grandy. Thanks for watching. Ron Sybil House. 70 and partly cloudy in Cincinnati. Thank you, folks, for saying hi to me. Thank you to all of you folks telling me where it is you're watching me from. I love to hear that. And your high temperature today, thanks for sharing. Love that info, too. Even price of gas. Thank you, everybody. Sheila, is it really hot in Vegas in July? You went in October. It was 107. Well, if 107 isn't hot, we have a problem. But yeah, Vegas 110, 115 is your norm. You know, the key to Las Vegas is only go out when the sun goes down, then go outside. But still warm in July, even in Vegas in July. Middle of the night. Dan the Man, Kelly Haas, and Chips are going out this week. Duncan and Dion, make sure to only go to Nassau. It's boring there. Cool Jazz, Tom Henry, I'm looking at the Joy in LA right now. Dan the Man, Slots, Sheila, oh yeah, hot that time of year. Brittany, I have been listening in. Hi, Brittany. Sheila, hi, Brittany. Tom Henry, cool. Where is the Joy headed next? I thought the Joy left Vancouver not too long ago. I didn't know the Joy had gone all the way back to LA. I thought the Joy was getting ready for Alaska cruise season, and I would have thought she was already up in Alaska, or she was in Seattle not too long ago, just before Vancouver. So I'm not exactly sure if LA is correct. I'm not 100% sure on that. Michelle is here. I believe that's Michelle. Yeah. Hey, Bruce. Hubby and I traveled back to St. Louis from Wyoming today. Snow coming into Cheyenne. Yuck. Yes. Unbelievable weather out there. Welcome, Michelle. Sheila, I feel so sad she actually passed away. I hope she didn't get too much grief from folks. Linda Lou. Dan, are you going to be here with Raja? Sheila, I really want to know her true story too. Yeah, I don't know if we ever will get the whole thing. Brittany, I don't think the case should be dropped at all. Her family should be banned from entering the Caymans. No, Brittany, we can't do that. It's you know, it's an individual's call, and that's how justice works. The individual who does the wrong is the one who has to pay the price, and this is a sad story. Dion, Duncan, and I am going to the Bahamas. I'm going to the Bahamas Island. Not quite sure what hotel I want to stay at. I won't cruise or stay on the island until December. Interesting. Dan the Man's lost. Linda Lou, I sure will. Will be a fun event. Paul Wilgus, Brittany, her family didn't break the law. Why prosecute the family? Sheila, that's right, Paul Wilgus. Dan the Man, I hit the thumbs up. Thanks, Dan. Thank you. We got 56 so far. Thanks, you guys. Ethan Warminski, it was 35 degrees this morning here in New Jersey. That's crazy. Linda Lou, his birthday, I tried to email Matt, but must have got the wrong address. Sheila, I thought you were going to say you hit the slot machine, Dan the Man. David Elner, Royal Caribbean already has retractable stacks. Interesting. Dan the Man, he's laughing out loud with Sheila. The Deneur family, should I go on Norwegian Getaway, Carnival Vista, or Liberty of the Seas is the question. And will the Western Caribbean be cold in February on the ship in the water activities, as I'm in Dallas, Texas, 82 degrees. Okay, Western Caribbean in February is 85, 90 all the time. It's you got no problem. You can go to the Caribbean any time of the year. I had one time when I used to live in the Cayman Islands. I remember one night we hit 59 degrees, and it was a story. We temporarily hit 59 degrees as an overnight low in the Cayman Islands, and that was a story. Normally, mid-60s to low 70s for the overnight lows in the winter, and high 70s and mid-80s for the highs. That's winter. I can handle that. You can still swim in that weather. By the way, the water's 82 degrees year-round. It's kind of nice. Duncan, can we do a cruise with Bruce and friends? I'll let you know, Duncan. I'm working on it. Cool, Jazz. Good question, Tom Henry. Was shocked to see it this morning coming into port. It was showing doing Alaska right now. I think it will be next week. So for whatever reason, you folks are seeing the Joy in LA. I have no idea why it's there. But then again, I don't know its itinerary off by heart. So don't look to me for authority on that. Linda Lou, I want to be there, Dan. Who do I contact? Sheila, Bruce, and the Comedy Hour. Ron. Ron Stablehouse going on my first cruise in March. Right on, Ron. Way to go. Dan the Man Slots. Linda Lou just sent me a message on Facebook. Sylvan, 87 people watching. 44 thumbs ups. Pitiful. Show Bruce some appreciation. Are you guys shy? Thank you, Sylvan. We got 57 thumbs ups now. 88 folks watching. Welcome one, welcome all to the Calgary edition of Traveling with Bruce live today. Sheila, very nice. Roger Leonard, yay, Ron, hope you like it. Where to? Dan, I'm not on Facebook, says Linda Loop. Duncan, Nassau on 50 miles from Florida. Nassau is only 50 miles from Florida, says Duncan. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce and everyone. Glad to see you today. Had a quick survey for my commercial. $4.19 for a gallon of gas, a premium gas at Arco today. And beautiful here in Chico, Northern California, with sun in the low 80s. Fantastic, Debbie Emanuel. Welcome to the show and the channel. I'm glad you're here. And we're doing well in Calgary. Tom Henry Silvan will have Lucy come visit anyone who wants to withhold a thumbs up for Bruce. Thanks, Tom. Sherry, Awesome Sunsets Travel is saying hi to me. Hi there, Sherry. Awesome. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Brittany Lockwood, if she gets away with it, her family will think it's okay and we'll try doing it. Brittany, really, I think the family already knows you can't get away with it. I think the world knows, or at least let's put it this way. Anyone who's watched any of my videos about this story, and I've done, 2 or 3 videos, and I've mentioned it on my live show, I don't know how many times. If you don't know by now, that you don't want to bring a handgun to the Caymans, I don't know what you're listening to. I can't help you. But anyone from any country going to another country, you're no longer on under your own laws anymore. You're now under the laws of the country you're entering. You are a guest. You should be adhering to the local laws. Otherwise, don't go. You're just asking for trouble. Sheila saying hi, Debbie. So is Paul. Let's see. Sherry is saying hi, everybody. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. Dan the Man is saying you can email me, Linda Lou. There's his address. And then Cool Jazz, Tom Henry, seems 3 of the NCL ships out of New York left for the crossings yesterday. Getaway, Pearl, and Jade, apparently. Tom Henry saying hi, Debbie. Sheila, Brittany, we're not all like our families. Okay. Let's see here. Paul Wilgus, Brittany. So if a member of your family commits a crime, you can't be trusted. We can't have that. Debbie, hi, Linda Lou. Is your show gone? Is your show gone in Reno yet? Is what Debbie is asking Linda Lou. Let's see here. Who else is popping in here? I just want to double check here. People saying hi to each other. I don't want to bore you with that. Linda Lou says, yes, the snow is gone. Thank God. We're so sick of the snow. Cool says, that's a crazy statement to make, Brittany. You have no idea who this lady is. I don't even say that. Sean McCroskey, I'm thinking of using a travel agent for my next cruise. I'm not sure, is it beneficial or not? Is having or using a travel agent better? Maybe a discussion for another video. Well, Sean, travel agents, they can be worth their weight in gold. They really can. It all depends on the travel agent. I'm going to have to really say, I mean, over my years of traveling corporately and personally, I mean, I've used a travel agent for personal and corporate purposes over the decades. Although nowadays, with theoretically the amount of time I used to have before I did my YouTube channel, I would set up all my own travels. But I mean, the kind of travel agent that I recommend to anyone is someone who knows the kind of travel you want to do. So if you're looking for a professional travel agent with regards to cruising, and the travel agent you're talking to is a friend of the family who has no clue what a cruise ship looks like because they've never been on one, you're not going to get the satisfaction you need, I don't think. If you're going to deal with you want to go on a cruise, I think you should be talking to a travel agent that knows cruising. If you want to go on European railway getaway holidays where you buy rail passes and you travel various countries in Europe, I think you should be dealing with a travel agent that has experience in booking those kinds of travels for you. Otherwise, you're just talking to an order taker that's just going to say, tell me what you want, and I'll do the best I can for you. And you have no idea whether the individual is setting you up on the right cruise or the right train ride or the right plane ride or in the right hotel. You really need someone who kind of knows their stuff. And so you may want to almost interview travel agents to find out if they know what they're talking about. You may want to do some research on the internet in your town to find out which cruise agencies really hype the fact that they are involved in cruising, or that they really know, they're experts in, whatever it is, Oriental travel, Asia travel, Australia travel, North American travel, South American travel, climbing Mount Everest. I mean, whatever it is you're after. If you're going on your own, well, then you know who to blame if it doesn't work out. On the other hand, if you use a travel agent and it doesn't work out, you still have yourself to blame, because maybe you picked the wrong travel agent. I mean, Sherry Awesome Sunsets Travel, she's a travel agent in her own right, and she can tell you herself, there are great travel agents and there are god-awful travel agents. And, it starts with you. What is it you're looking for? Where is it you want to go? And are you dealing with a travel agent that knows the market in which you're going to enter? It's as simple as that. Duncan N, not even the same as 10 years ago. Sheila, Glad, Linda Lou, Paul Willigus. Never mind, let me just continue on here. People talking to each other. Everyone's waving at everybody, and everyone's happy that everyone's here, which is great. Dion, thank you for the information. I do appreciate it. You're welcome, Dion. Brittany, Sylvia saying, Brittany, oh, never mind. We're going on this tangent about blaming the family if someone does something wrong. Cool Jazz, hello. Sherry Awesome Sunsets, how are you? I hope you had a great weekend. Tom Henry, Bruce, is this the location with the yellow dial phone? We need to see Mr. Stinky. Okay, well, I have good news. Mr. Stinky is here, but this is not the location that we had. Where we had the three cats. This is there's only one here, and that is Mr. Stinky. This is the apartment that I've been here at before, and Mr. Stinky is here, but he's not here. He is sleeping somewhere. Yeah, he's not even in this room. He is he's doing his afternoon nap time, and I doubt we're going to catch up with him, and I'm not going to disturb him. But hopefully this week you might get a glimpse of him. We'll see. Let's go here. Norman, do we not get off the ship in Nassau? Do we not get off the ship in Nassau, says Norman Duarte. Well, Norman, a lot of folks have not been getting off the ship in Nassau lately. Downtown Nassau is just not a fun place. And if you're with a group and you're going on a tour of some kind, it should be fine. But if you're venturing out with your travel companion, you may or may not enjoy it. And that's been the problem with Nassau lately. And the folks at the U.S. State Department, they've had even more thoughts. They've now come out with a travel advisory that not only talks about not going to Paradise Island and renting a one of those water jets or ski jets. They're now telling people, don't even bother renting a scooter or renting a bicycle and going for rides, because you're taking your life in your hands. Apparently, the number of traffic accidents involving tourists on motorized scooters and other transportation is terrible. Hit and runs all over the place. A lot of locals are upset at tourists who they feel are not getting out of the way so they can get to where they got to go, because they're in a hurry to get to where they got to go. I'm just saying that the news I keep getting from Nassau in the Bahamas is not conducive to making one get off a ship and enjoy the town. That's what I can tell you there. So anyway, let's see here. Cool Jazz, Tom Henry. I'm wondering where that train behind him was going. Where's that? That's the subway line in Berlin. That is an image of the Berlin subway, or the U-Bahn, I guess it would be, or the S-Bahn. I got the S-Bahn. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer's in the other room with Mr. Stinky. Let's see here. I have no idea, Sheila. What are you asking me? What did they used to pay traveling with Bruce? I don't know what you mean, Sheila. Let's see here. Who else we got? Duncan N. Sean, I always use a cruise line. I always use. Let me get this right, Sean. I always use cruise line employees and stick with them, meaning I book an inside cabin, and about 40% of the time I get upgraded to balcony. That's what he's saying. Sheila's thinking, I thought that was a yellow bus, but no, that's an S line, or the U line, whatever that is. Let's see, what do we got here? Norman, we had a great week on the NCL Escape. Missed the spa. Right on, Norman. Way to go, buddy, and enjoying the spa. Well done. You done good there. Let's see here. Cool Jazz is saying to Sheila, when's the last time you had your eyes checked? If you think that's a yellow bus. Cool. Mark Van Rem, we did a 90-minute tour by boat of Nassau. Very enjoyable. All the hawkers were a hassle. Yeah, there's one of the issues. Purely Caribbean. My first cruise was in 1982, and the cheapest outside stateroom cost $1,000 per person. It was so small, it had bunk beds with a ladder, and it was on the NCL Starwood. Well, 1982, $1,000 in 1982. I think I was paying rent in 1982, something around $350 a month. A similar apartment today would now run about $1,600 a month. So multiply it by at least 4. So that would be $4,000 a person for an outside room minimum with bunk beds. Think about that. Yeah, that's a little out of the budget, plus taxes and fees and tipping and drinks, and oh yeah, that's a little more expensive. Mary Hiltzman, hello TWB family. Hi Mary, welcome to my show from Calgary, Alberta today from this week. Thank you for joining me. Michelle, 30 degrees just outside Cheyenne. Brr, it's 70 in southern Missouri. Right on. Sherry, awesome. Wow, purely Caribbean. Andre Hicks, watching Bruce from Philadelphia, PA. 64 degrees. Gas is $2.99 a gallon. Right on, man. Fantastic. Cool Jazz. Trust me, Bruce. This is real news. Joy is in LA looking at it right now. Oh, thanks, Cool Jazz. Thank you for the real news. I've been getting a lot of that lately, haven't I? Sheila, Cool Jazz, are you getting on? Are you getting on her? Tom Henry, Sheila, via webcam. Cool Jazz, not today, Sheila, but I see her on the cam. All right. Carl Peterson, hi, Bruce and TW family. A few snow flurries today. It's chilly. 3 degrees Celsius for gas, $1.31 for the gas today. Both are bad things. Yeah, that would be bad. $1.31 for a liter of gas, that's not good. And 3 Celsius, not fun either. John LeBeau, hello, TWB and all. Hey to you, Linda Lou. James Grandy, first cruise, RCCL Dawn out of New York in 1990. 1,100 people, 800 crew, stateroom. You could touch both walls. It's $1,175 for both of us. Oh, wow. 1990. So that's about $600 a piece. Yeah, you can get a full week in a balcony right now for that on the seaside. There's the difference. That's something. Cool Jazz. Why, Tom? You won't be on it. I'll be at sea alone. By the way, back to that 1990 number, $1,175 in 1990. You got to at least triple that today. So you're talking $3,500 for a room that you could touch the two. Yikes. Sean McCroskey, Cruise Mapper shows is doing an Alaska tour this week. Cruise Mapper shows it in LA. What? Yeah. I'm not commenting where anything is and what's happening. Sheila, he's traveling and just doesn't know it. Roger, have to watch the Caribbean June to October due to hurricanes. You can, but again, cruise ships don't go to hurricanes. You get on a ship and it'll go to calm seas. And if it has to change its itinerary, it will, and it'll keep you safe. Sherry, awesome sunsets. I say Vista or the Royal Ship. Either one, you'll be fine. Paul Lucas, Cool Jazz, he can send me with you, laughing out loud. Let's see. Joe Capo Bianco is here. Hi, Bruce and friends. I'm checking in from Boston. Bright and sunny, around 60 degrees here today. Gas $2.75. Welcome, Joe, to the show. Andre Hicks throwing me a bunch of thumbs ups. Thank you so much. We got 66 thumbs ups going right now. Thank you, everybody, for my first show out of Calgary. 76 of you are here with me. Appreciate you all being here today. Sheila, laughing a lot of time. I'd like to see the faces of whomever opens that mail. Tom Henry, maybe Adrian is on Joy to receive the pics. Oh my gosh. Alan Carter, go to cruise ship tracker to where all the ships are. There you go. Thank you, Al. You tell him, Al. I know I can count on you for that. Cool Jazz, Tom Henry. Joy has a concierge category. Wonder what that's all about. Vivian Clark Nicholson, no guns in the UK. Full stop. Boom. I don't know what that means. The rest of it, I'm not sure what that means, but don't bring guns into the UK. Debbie Mail saying, hi, Thomas. Let's go here. Scott Weber, hi, everyone. Just got home from the market. It's overcast and 66 here in Palos Verdes. Welcome, Scott Weber. Sheila, Vivian Clark Nicholson, she's smiling. Cool Jazz, Vivian, what is it? Your ship is on its way back to you. Hope going back will be much better than coming out. The Queen Mary, too. She had a bit of a rough ride coming over. Let's see here. Scott Weber, hi there. Sheila and everyone else. Who else is here? Nancy Adams, hi from Richmond, Virginia. It's 57 degrees right now. Going to be in the 80s tomorrow. Crazy weather. Going on the Grandeur in July to New England and Canada. Can't wait. Can't blame you, Nancy. You're going to have a great time. It's going to be a beautiful cruise. Make sure when you go that camera you're using has if you've got one of those little memory cards, make sure you get lots of extra memory. Get some more of those cards and store up your photos and videos because you're going to take some fantastic photos up there. It should be really nice. Let's see here. Vivian says, yes, Cool Jazz. I saw the Queen Mary 2 leave Southampton yesterday at 5 p.m. and watched her sail. Roger Leonard, Nancy, where are you leaving from? He wants to know on her cruise. Joe Campobianco says, forgive the delay in chat, but with regards to an agent, would you go to the dentist if you needed a bypass? Just a thought. Well, there you go. You know, you don't go to the guy that repairs shoes if you need a heart transplant. You go to professionals. Lynn Malou, I agree, Roger. I think January to April is best for the Caribbean, and you'll find that the prices are higher at that time of the year. Tom Henry, cool. Check the itinerary for Joy on Cruise Mapper. It says Joy is to be in Juneau today. It's a bit off course. Yeah, I don't think the Joy is in LA either. Cool Jazz, Sunrise leaves on her maiden voyage in 7 minutes out of Norfolk, Virginia for a while. Yeah. Let's see here. Roger Leonard, Linda Lou, for sure, never had an issue during that time period. Between January and April in the Caribbean, of course. Sherry, that's right, Bruce. Be careful which travel agent you pick. Advice from, see? Nancy, Roger, leaving for Baltimore on the Grandeur. From Baltimore. You're leaving from Baltimore. Should be a nice trip. Fantastic. Cool. Just, I saw that, Tom Henry. I had to correct Cruise Mapper Saturday. They had the ship in Le Boreal going to St. George's in Grenada when, in fact, she was in St. George's, Bermuda. Sheila, Nancy Adams, I thought about taking a train to Baltimore to sail. Tom Henry, hi there, Nancy, RVA here too. Nancy Adams, Sheila, driving up a day ahead and doing the park and cruise at the BW Plus. Roger Leonard, I've gone out of Baltimore and no issues at all, parked right next to the ship. Fantastic. Sylvia, Bruce, you aren't your zany self. Are you okay today? Are you not drinking your diet caffeine Coke? I am drinking my caffeine-free. This is a Coke Diet or Diet Coke, caffeine-free. I have that. I'm not in my own place, so I am a guest in my daughter's place, although she's working today. But I'm a little tired. I will say that. It's been an interesting weekend watching this blizzard thing happen. We got out to here a bit sooner than we thought, but it's been okay. I'm pacing myself, so I'm doing that. Getting the odd zip in as I can. But I'm okay. It's fine. Still a little upset from last week with the nonsense going on, but we're okay. And hope you enjoyed my 2 videos today that I posted already. Please do check them out if you can. Share them with your friends if you please would. That would help my channel get some more promotion. It's been very quiet on Traveling with Bruce the last 4 or 5 days. Very, very quiet. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be with you folks as I finish up. Let's see here. I debate, Nurse Adams is saying, I debated to park in the lot, but don't want to chance any issues. And then Sheila wants to know how much was it to park, by the way. Scott Weber says, why does the State Department also rate Amsterdam as a stage 2 security threat like NASA? Scott, I don't know. I just I don't read that as a hobby. I just notice the ratings from different cruise ports from time to time, but you'll have to just go to the State Department and see for yourself. Miss Nick Nav, how do travel agents even work? Oh, they don't. Miss Nick Nav, And Sheila will back me up on this, okay? Sheila, awesome Sunsets Travel. She'll back up every word I'm about to tell you. They don't work at all. Travel agents don't have to do anything. All they have to do is set up a telephone, and they just sit back, and the phones just ring all the time, and they just take the business. It is the easiest business in the world. Okay, so I'm lying on all that, okay? It's hard work. It's very hard work. And when you're a newbie, you're working your tail off to get known. You're bugging every relative you know, or ever met, or ever going to meet to please use me for any traveling you ever do. And then you're hustling your tail off to get the handle on what's going on because you've got so much to learn, so much to do. Being a travel agent is tough, tough work, and you got to love it. You really got to love servicing people. But the question is, how do travel agents even work? Millennial problems, laughing out loud, do we pay them, or do they just get commission from the companies? Have never used one before, but maybe it could be beneficial. Ms. Nick Nav, travel agents get paid from the airlines, the hotels, the car rental companies, cruise lines, sometimes bed and breakfast arrangements, conventions that they put together, whatever they're booking for you. So you don't have to pay them extra for any out-of-pocket expenses or anything like that. You don't have to give them tips or anything like that. Although if you sent them a Christmas card once in a while, that'd be kind of nice. Top-notch travel agents, their thought process is, what is it you want to do? Where is it you want to go? And how can I help you make the trip you want to go on the best it could possibly be? That's what successful travel agencies, that's their thinking process, thought process. That's how they work. The money takes care of itself. If you come to a travel agent and say, I'm thinking of going on a cruise to the Caribbean because Bruce is going to go on a cruise. I want to catch up with Bruce and Jennifer next January, let's pretend. Your travel agent should be able to say to you, just give me the dates you want to leave. How long have you got? What cruise ship do you want to go on? And I'll put it together for you. And so now your travel agent will come back to you and say, I figured out how to get you to the airport you're going to go to. And you might say, I live in a city that has an airport. I can get there. Great. Okay, I got a flight for you to wherever you got to go. I got a hotel for the night before the cruise. It's got a free shuttle to the cruise ship the next day, which includes breakfast. You're going to be on the cruise ship at 11 or 12 o'clock. You're going to be on the cruise for a week with Bruce and Jennifer. After the cruise is over, having talked to you, I found out that you have a couple of extra days of holiday time. I've got you booked in a hotel at the port city, or I've got you transportation arranged to get you to another place for a couple of days, or you can take a few days to relax there. Then we're going to fly you home, and there's your entire package, and here's your price. You're going to look at this and go, wow, this is a great deal, and all this is included. I'm traveling stress-free. Now, that's how a travel agent takes care of you. A travel agent just says to you, oh, well, I'll get you a flight, and then you figure out, just grab a cab and get your hotel, and then grab a cab from the hotel and go to your ship. And then, after your ship's sailed, you'll take a cab to the airport and fly out that afternoon, and you should be home around 10 o'clock at night and have a good day. Well, that's not quite the full meal deal, is it? That's segmented pieces of the trip, but the entire experience should be a seamless operation from beginning to end if the travel agent is really worth their salt. And for the travel agent, if they are doing it from A to Z, they're getting paid a commission from, like I said, the hotel the night before the cruise, the airline getting you there and back, the cruise ship to get you there and back, any other things that they're helping you book, they're earning their fees. They're being paid to help you do it. You're going to pay it if you do it yourself. You're going to pay the same amount of money or more, depending on how diligent you are in booking. But you might find yourself flying in and out of airports at 2 a.m. when the travel agent got you in and out at 3 p.m. or a much more comfortable hour. All depends on the travel agent. Anyway, that's how they get paid. They get paid to take care of you by the entities that they're booking you through. Okay. So then we all have a choice in ports of call. Stay on a safe ship or take our lives in our hands and go ashore and explore. I prefer the ship or its private island, thank you. I stand out in a crowd too much to visit. There you go. There's some wise words. Nancy Adams, hey, Tom Henry, RVA Lifetimer here. Scott Weber, Ms. Nick Knapp, You do not pay the travel agent. They get a commission from the cruise line and the airlines and the hotels. Sheila, I haven't seen any real benefit, Ms. Nicknett, but I suppose if you get a good one, maybe Sherry Awesome Sunset. Sherry Awesome, before you choose a travel agent, make sure they have experience and ask them if they are CLIA certified and if they carry E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance. Those are true signs of a good travel agent. There you go. There, Sherry. That's wise words. Thank you, Sherry. Susan R. They warned us to be careful outside the Atlantis grounds. This is in the Bahamas on Paradise Island. They told us to be careful outside of Atlantis grounds way back in 1999. This is 20 years ago. And we warily left once to some shops near the bridge, and we quickly returned to the property. Well, there you go. This is 20 years ago. Thank you, Susan R., for that. Tom Henry, Nancy, a cruise on the Sunshine out of Norfolk would be good. Too bad its cruises are just short. Roger Leonard, Sheila, I believe it was $15 a day, but that was 5 years ago for parking. Sylvan, that's in Baltimore. Sylvan, my friends had bunk beds and a ladder on the Norway. We had a large deluxe interior cabin for $100 more per person. It was worth every penny. There you go. Certain ships were worth the money way back when, and today you'd be, some of us would be horrified to see what you would have been in, what kind of room you would have had 25, 30 years ago on a cruise ship versus what you get now. We're spoiled rotten today. We're just spoiled rotten today. Sheila says they seem more expensive too, Tom Henry. Scott Weber, when you have a problem, then you tell how good then you can tell how good your travel agent is. It's the main reason to use one. That's right. It's when you have a problem, the travel agent really comes through for you. That's true. Might be you're at the airport. Everything's gone fine. You're coming home. Your flight's been canceled. Now what? You see like different kinds of people doing different things. You get those who are screaming at the agent, getting nowhere. You got those who are on the internet trying to figure it out. You got the others who are just contacting their travel agent on their telephone and say, "Hi, I'm stuck here in Miami, and my flight got canceled." And then you find out how good your travel agent is because your travel agent says, "You're there. This is your number. I'll call you right back." And then they get to work to see if they can get you alternative arrangements, and they'll take good care of you. But anyway, that's one of the ways to find out how good your travel agent really is. Nancy Adams, Tom Henry, wish RCL would go back to Norfolk. Never tried Carnival, but I may consider. She says, Tom Henry, rumor has it that Norwegian may add Baltimore in the future. Sylvan cruise ships avoid hurricanes. Shucks, that's true. Scott Weber, even the Navy avoids hurricanes. Roger Leonard, Sylvan Forest, been in two hurricanes. Some fun, but not for everybody. There you go. Susan Starry is in the house saying it's 45 and raining here in Michigan. Welcome, Susan, to the show. I'm glad you've joined us. I'm glad you're here from beautiful Michigan. Sheila, Bruce will get back to being himself. I meant. Thank you, Sheila. SFL Spotter. Hi, Bruce. Better late than never. Welcome. Hi, Spotter, says everybody. Sheila, I would think you would have to love it on being a traveler. You'd have to love being a travel agent. I don't think I could do it. I can't even make this. I can't even make regular people happy, let alone the insane. I can't make sane people happy. Yes, it takes a certain kind of individual to do each job that's out there to be done. I mean, certain people are born to be nurses. Certain people are born to be stockbrokers. Other people are evolved to become YouTube creators. But others are born to be travel agents, and we all find our niche. Kathy, hi all, great show as always. Bruce, thank you, Kathy, for saying so. Better than the last couple I have had. I think 68 folks are watching, 71 thumbs ups. Thank you everybody for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. Paul Willis, Sheila, I agree. Cruising with Wheels, hi everybody. Hi, Cruising with Wheels. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys around in a while. I hope you guys are well. Paul Willis, hello, Cruising with Wheels. SFL Spotter, 19 days until I leave on my Alaska cruise. Giddy up, baby. The countdown is on. This is fantastic. Purely Caribbean. Porthole and water came in the cabin. I ate lunch with 8 other people. Everyone else was sick. Not all ships steer away from hurricanes. Oh, no. Oh my goodness, I tell you, yikes! That would not be fun. Sheila saying hi, cruising with Wheels. SFL saying hi, Frank and Kevin. How you doing? Tom Henry, hey, cruising with Wheels. Frank, is that you? Cruising with Wheels. Hi, Paul Willigas, Sheila, SFL, and Tom Henry. Purely Caribbean was on. I was on the QE2 in a hurricane. We had 70-foot seas. Oh my gosh! Then the wave hit our porthole. Oh no! Nancy Adams saying hi, cruising with Wheels. Cruising with Wheels. Hey, Tom Henry, everybody. Saying hi to Nancy as well. Sherry, awesome sunsets. A travel agent like me, we get paid directly from the cruise line, or the hotel, or all inclusive, or Disney, whichever you want. The difference is I give you personal service that you won't get with them, and there you have it. You can call the cruise line yourself and book your own vacation. You'll talk to a cruise line employee that is in their travel reservation department. You can talk to the car rental agency, book your own car. You can call a hotel, or you can go through Expedia, whatever you want. But if you're using a travel agent, you're talking to a human being that is going to get the lowdown from you. They're going to find out, one, how long you got? Two, have you been here before? Where do you want to actually go? How do you want to get there? How are you getting back? Have you figured out how to get to the airport? What about this? What about that? The travel agent is going to ask you a lot of questions to get the handle on what's in that head of yours, to figure out, all right, I can now put myself in the position of so-and-so, and I can now book this holiday the way this person would like it booked. And that's what a travel agent is supposed to be. So there you go. Tom Henry, cruising with Wheels. I was so disappointed. No Adrian on the Bliss. That old biddy. Hi, everybody from St. Louis. Welcome. Sheila, and I bet you are a great one too, Sherry, says Sheila. Paul Wilgus, hello, that old biddy. CFL spotter, SFL spotter. Been going to Bahamas for years. All over for 20 plus years. Just don't act like you don't belong, and you'll be just fine. Well, for some it works, but for others it just doesn't. It comes and goes. I hear everything. I hear everything good. I hear everything bad, and I hear everything in between about the Bahamas. Let's see. Sheila saying hi, that old biddy. Cruising with Wills. Tom Henry. He's on the Escape, and he will be probably moving to the Encore after that. Oh my goodness! So yeah, he's still around. Isn't that interesting? That old biddy. Hey there, Paul Wilgus. Hey Sheila. Okay, Sherry, awesome sunsets. Thank you, Sheila. I try my best. I have lots of repeat clients, so I guess that means something. That's right, Sherry. That you darn right. You're right on it. Cool Chest, Tom Henry. Here's your chance to meet him on the Encore. Here you go. Tom Henry. Lots of complaints on the Escape recently. Interesting. Oh my God. Sheila says it does, Sherry. It means a lot. Tom Henry, cool. By next November, he'll be elsewhere. Sheila, I don't know how I evolved to work in the courts. I don't know how I evolved. I must have been nuts. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool Jazz. Any new ships for NCL by then? Who knows? Scott Weber saying hi there, cruising with wheels. Sylvan Forest, hi, Frank and Kevin. Linda Lou, I was born to go on cruises. Cruising with wheels, hey there, Scott, Sylvan, welcome. Hello to all of you. Sheila, that's right, Linda Lou, that's what I've evolved into now. Sherry, awesome sunsets. Thank you, Sheila. Sherry, laughing out loud. Cool Jazz. Viv can attest to that. QM2 crossing, mega waves, just mega waves. Wow. Cool Jazz, a few years ago on one of the crossings for 3 days, there was no cooking. It was that bad. Oh my gosh. Sheila, I like roller coaster, but Cool Jazz, no thanks. That old biddy, we have more thumbs up than we have viewers. That's true. I've been on so long that I finally got one going over the other. What can I say? Linda Lou, years ago, I worked in a friend's travel agency. Years ago. I said then, I don't like this. I just want to go on cruises. I don't want to work here for I don't want to send people on cruises. I want to go. Yeah, I get it, Linda Lou. I hear you. You know, you find out how hard people work when you hang out at their workplace for a while. And if you hang out at a travel agency, you get to see what it's like. And after a while, you realize this is hard work. This is not so simple. They don't just call you and give you all this money. You have to get this money. You have to work to get these people happy. People want satisfaction. What is that all about? Yes, it's hard work. Susan Starry, are there any new ships going out of Fort Lauderdale in May 2020. Off the top of my head, I do not know. I can't answer that question for you at this point in time. We'll have to look that up and see what's going on. One way to see, Susan, if you want to know what cruise ships are leaving Fort Lauderdale in May 2020, and yeah, you should be able to figure that fairly easy. Just go to the website I like to refer people to. It's called vacationstogo.com. They don't pay me any money to tell people that, but vacationstogo.com is where you want to go. You'll find on the left side of the column, there's 90-day deals, and then there's something called Find a Deal. And you hit on that. It might ask you to register with your email. Just do that. It's no cost. And you can then go into their search box. And the search box, all you do is tell the computer the cruise I'm looking for is between May 2020 and May 2020. Cruise line, I don't care. Length of cruise, I don't care. I just want to see every cruise out of one port, Fort Lauderdale. You'll be able to select the port of departure for Fort Lauderdale. Click on that, or any Florida port. You might be able to see all the ports of departure for Florida for that 1 month only, and it'll show you every cruise going out of Fort Lauderdale for the month of May 2020. And then you can see for yourself, are any of these ships new? You can then click on the name of whatever ship you see the cruise is going on, and you'll see let's say you say the NCL Bliss. You click on that, and it'll tell you that the Bliss was built in 2018. Well, in 2020, it's 2 years old. So you go back and you look at another cruise ship, and you see a name you don't recognize. Click on that, and that might be a new ship that's coming up next year. And there's a new ship for you. So that's one way to do it, Susan. You can do a little work on vacationstogo.com. Alan Arsenault, hello from New Brunswick. Gas 138.9. Oh my gosh, almost 140 a liter Canadian. That's about $3.85 a gallon US. Yikes. 42 Fahrenheit. That's a bit better than here, but not by much. Purely Caribbean. Are there jobs to be cruise tour guides? Well, depending on the port. It depends on where you're dealing with. I'm not sure where to send you for a job like that, to be honest. You could always look up, various cruise lines and career opportunities that you'll see, or look up monsterjobs.com and enter the term, cruise ship tour guide or cruise port tour guide. I'm not sure if you'll have much luck with that. Not hard to. That's a tough one to answer. Linda Lou, this guy got so, at me because American Airlines lost his suitcase. I said, this is not for me. Linda Lou didn't last long as a travel agent. So you're trying to tell us that as soon as the guy started yelling at you because they lost his bag, yeah, I hear you. Well, there's the good, and then there's the bad, and then there's the middle, and that's like any profession. But as a travel agent, yeah, sometimes you have to listen to a ranting and raving customer, even though it's not your fault. And then when they calm down, you get your chance to speak, hopefully, and try to figure things out. Susan Story says, okay, thanks. Sylvan, dinner awaits. Madam does not like being kept waiting. Thanks, Bruce. Great show as always. Thank you, Sylvan. You have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Linda Lou, how could I control what American Airlines did? Paul Wilgus, Linda Lou, just what did you do to the poor guy's suitcase after all? SFL spotter by Sylvan, and enjoy your dinner, Sylvan. Everyone's saying, all righty. Too much fun. Guys, thank you for joining me today on Traveling with Bruce for Monday, the 29th of April from Calgary. It was nice of you to come by and see me. Cruising with Wheels, nice of you to pop by. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I hope you guys are doing well. I see your counts keep going up. Way to go. You're growing steady as sure as always. And loyal following, I am sure. Thank you, everyone else who was here today to join with me. Hope you got some information out of my show today that you found useful, and I appreciate the back and forth commentary on what's going on. Thank you, Purely Caribbean, Linda Lou, Tom Henry, of course, and Cool Jazz, and everybody else. I'll be on tomorrow twice. I'll be on at 5 o'clock tomorrow night for the regular show, and 8 o'clock tomorrow night for trivia. Ready to tee that up with you, and likely going to be on Wednesday, I think, unless something happens between now and then, I'll let you know. And we'll kind of take the rest of the week one day at a time. So there you have it. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for 73 thumbs up so far. Appreciate that very much. Debbie saying, great show, Bruce. Was great to listen today. Back tomorrow, everybody. Stay safe, everybody. Donnell, I enjoyed today's show as always. Bye, Bruce and all. See you all tomorrow. Good night, all. Thank you, Donnell from Cork, Ireland. Thank you. And Nancy saying, take care. Tom Henry, VA rules. Neon, thumbs ups for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. Have yourselves a pleasant evening. Please stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow for April the 30th, the end of the month show, and we'll see what's going on in the cruise world. All right, guys, in the meantime, take it easy. We'll see you later. Bye for now.